In life, even the most honest heart can lose its way not because of the world around us, but because of the storm within. Sometimes, all it takes is a single thought, a flicker of greed, a whisper of temptation, and everything we once stood for begins to crumble. Many years ago, in a quiet little town, there lived a young man named Jake. He was poor, but kind. His life was simple. Wake up, look for work, earn a few coins, eat a modest meal, and rest. He had no luxuries, but his heart was clean, and his conscience clear. One evening, as the sun dipped below the hills, Jake walked home after another day of disappointment. He hadn't found any work and felt the heavy ache of helplessness. Then, from behind him, an old voice called out, "Young man, can you help me carry something?" Jake turned around. Standing there was an old man with 3 heavy bags. He offered Jake a small reward for helping him. Jake agreed without hesitation. He didn't know that this simple act of kindness would soon become the greatest test of his life. A test that would show how one thought, if left uncontrolled, could change everything. The old man looked fragile, but his eyes were sharp and watchful. "I can carry 2 bags," he said, "but the 3rd one is too heavy. If you help me take it to the next village, I'll pay you 3 gold coins." Jake smiled. "Of course, sir." He lifted the bag. It was heavy, filled with bronze coins, but he carried it without complaint. As they walked, he noticed the old man glancing at him again and again. Jake thought, maybe he's afraid I'll run away with his bag. He looked straight ahead and reminded himself, "I'm not a thief. I've never cheated anyone, and I never will." After a while, they reached a river. The old man stopped. "I'm too old to cross this river with these bags," he said. "Can you carry one more for me? I'll pay you 3 more gold coins." Jake nodded. The old man hesitated, holding the second bag tightly. "Promise me you won't run away," he said softly. Jake frowned. "Why would I run away? I'm not that kind of man." The old man sighed. "This one has silver coins. It's hard to trust people these days." Jake took the bag, crossed the river, and waited patiently on the other side. He didn't break his promise. Even the shine of silver couldn't shake his honesty. After some time, they reached the base of a steep hill. The old man stopped again. "I can't climb with this last bag," he said. "Can you carry it for me? It holds gold coins, and if you run, I'll never catch you." This time, Jake was irritated. "I told you, I'm an honest man," he said firmly. "I once worked in a small company. They asked me to lie for money. I refused and quit. I don't cheat." The old man studied him quietly, then said, "All right, take the bag and go ahead. Wait for me on the other side." Jake began climbing. But as he walked, a thought slipped into his mind, small, harmless, tempting. "What if I ran away? He's too old. He can't catch me." He shook his head, trying to push the thought away, but it came again. "With this money, I could start a new life. I could buy a house, marry a beautiful woman, live in comfort." That little whisper grew louder, feeding his desire. And soon, the man who once called himself honest began to run. When Jake reached home, his heart was racing. His hands trembled as he opened the bags. But when he looked inside, his smile vanished. There was no gold, no silver, only stones. At the bottom of one bag, he found a small note. It read, "I am the king of this land. I have no heir. I have searched for an honest man to call my son. If you had not run away, you would have been that man." Jake dropped the note, his heart breaking. He sank to the ground, realizing what he had done. A single thought, one moment of weakness, had stolen from him a destiny greater than anything he could imagine. He had lived a life of honesty. He had resisted lies, greed, and corruption. But the moment he lost control of his mind, everything was gone. Tears filled his eyes as he whispered, "If only I had stayed true. If only I had controlled that thought." And that night, Jake learned a truth many never understand. Our greatest battles are not fought outside. They are fought inside our minds. Even our worst enemy cannot destroy us the way our own thoughts can. Every action begins with a single thought. A thought becomes words. Words become actions. Actions become habits. And habits shape our future. So, if we want to protect our future, we must first protect our mind. Jake never saw the old man again. But from that day, he lived differently. He spoke less, listened more, and watched every thought that passed through his mind. Because he knew now controlling the mind is the highest form of discipline. So, take a moment and think, how many times have you lost control of your thoughts? How often have small, careless desires led you away from what you truly value? Remember, our thoughts are seeds. Whatever we plant will grow honesty or greed, patience or anger, love or envy. A single thought can build your future or destroy it. When your mind whispers, "Take the easy way," listen instead to the quiet voice of truth. It will never shout, but it will always guide you. Be patient, stay honest, and when your mind tempts you toward the wrong, pause and breathe. Because peace and success are not rewards for the clever or the lucky. They belong to those who can control their minds, even in the storm of temptation. If this story touched your heart, share it with someone who might need its lesson today. And if you wish to hear more stories that calm your mind and awaken your strength within, please like this video, leave your reflections in the comments, and subscribe for more stories that remind us that the greatest power we hold is the power to control our own mind.